What is the best way to overcome indecision? You're at the store walking down the candy aisle. You look at the selection and decide to get something. The question is, what? Should you get the bar of chocolate or the bag of candies? Well, the bar will taste better, and chocolate is technically better for you, but the candies are cheaper, and for some reason you crave them more right now. But what if you don't anymore when you get home? I mean, then the chocolate is the better bet, right? Then again, it is quite hot outside, so the chocolate may just melt. And you don't really have that much extra money right now, so you should go for the cheaper option. But maybe, it is not good to get either. You know you wanted to go on a diet before, and given the money situation it may just be better to get a cheap salad. But then you would have gone to the store for no reason, because you went here specifically to treat yourself for a job well done today. Finishing the project at work deserves some reward, and, albeit a small one, what is life if you cannot even buy a bar of chocolate for yourself? Internal conversations like this happen all the time. In an attempt to find the best of both worlds, to find the perfect solutions, we discuss, reason and justify the choices we have to ourselves. Mostly because we do not want to miss any of it. Ideally we want the bar of chocolate in exactly the flavor and richness we love, that is also a superfood and comes to next to no cost whatsoever. But life does not work that way. Choices are messy and rarely ideal. There is always a negative side to every decision, just as much as there is a positive one, and it is impossibly hard to decipher which is better, for that always changes. There is always a side we want more, that we rarely admit to ourselves, because it is often not as good in the long run, and then we have to come to an agreement with ourselves, somehow trying to make the best compromise between what we want and what we think is better. This already makes it hard to decide on what to buy at a store, much less if the consequences, positive and or negative, of the choice, get larger and more meaningful. We discuss it even more with ourselves, often leading to no choices at all. For the big decisions affect more, so we have to be even more sure that the path we choose is the best possible compromise. And so, we start discussing, reasoning and justifying the choice, placing logic against emotions, and what is better for us against what we want more. Often, we end those discussions with a hard compromise that we are not truly happy with and that we do not fully stand behind, just so we can avoid taking responsibility if things go wrong later. For if we realize later that the decision we made was not ideal, we want to distance ourselves from it. Are you enjoying the video? I invite you to like and comment so that this information reaches many more people. I wait for you 1 second. Ready? Okay, let's continue with the video. It's that fear of failure, that fear of missing something we did not want to miss, and that worry that we could have made a better choice that leaves us so indecisive. Most often because we do not want to accept that we are at fault for the decisions we make. So, with that being said, let's first of all make some things clear. There is never a perfect choice. Everything has positive and negative aspects to it. No choice is innately worse than the other. The choices may lead to different things and a different life, but that does not make them better or worse. The only difference is if it gets us closer to the life we want or not. We will make mistakes. No matter how much we discuss, contemplate and reason, there will always be things we miss and things that turn out differently than we expect. But this happens, no matter how much we discuss, reason and contemplate. Hindsight does not change the choice. We make choices based on the information we have. Hindsight, although often 20/20ths, does not mean we could have known that going into the choice. Do not justify the choice based on how it turned out. It is not fair to you. We always choose what's best. Every choice we make, no matter how it turns out, is only in our best interest. Maybe not in the long run, but we cannot do something that harms us fully, for even if we wanted to harm ourselves, that would be a desire we would fulfill. Most of the time the choice goes haywire anyway. In 99% of the cases, what we think will happen is very far off of what actually happens, showing that we do not really know. To make the best out of all of these factors, acceptance and simplicity are the keys. Acceptance leads to us not pressuring the choice to be ideal. Understanding that it won't be perfect, that mistakes can happen, and that we are likely going to be wrong about the outcome anyway. It's this acceptance that takes the edge off. For instance, when you are at the store, wondering about whether to take that bar of chocolate, the bag of candies or the salad, it is in accepting that no choice is perfect, that you can make a freer choice, so just pick. At that point, the best way to make the choice and not get overburdened by indecision is just to pick one. Chances are both choices are not ideal, so pick the first best thing that comes to your mind and be done with it. Make the choice as simple as possible. Do you want the chocolate? Yes or no? Is the chocolate better? Yes or no? Do you have the money for it? Yes or no? Are you going to take it? Yes or no? For the biggest cause of indecision is not picking a choice, but rather the lack of responsibility for that choice. We don't commit because we are afraid of not making an ideal choice and would rather stay in the information gathering step than to take action. Accept the fact that you have no idea what may happen and that things can go wrong, and just pick what you deem best in the moment. Make the choice as soon as possible. You often already know what's best. As long as you commit to the choice and take responsibility for the actions thereafter, you will be fine.